Betting for the sports animal. Your afternoon drive. Number 2, Men On. Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Robert Buck D. Gibson.
This is 2 Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
Bringing us back down to earth. It's Wednesday, everybody.
Still a little hot. So am I.
You know what that means.
The birthday boys are here.
It is. It is our third birthday. Hey, Marie, Joe, it's the third anniversary of this program right here today, this very second.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I didn't know, or I would have prepared better. I maybe can pull up a birthday song, or...
There's the one you can't do. The one everyone does?
So I'll think of something better.
Yeah, that's not under ASCAP BMI CSAC. Just cannot get it out there over the airwaves. 3 years ago today, Van and I started ABQ Central on these very airwaves. It was a 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
That is correct.
And that's the first time I knew that I would have a blood feud that would continue forever with one Mike Vitale. That was the day I learned that.
Yeah. Good for him skipping out on today, little coward.
I think he had
Not
no
here to take
choice.
this
That's
heat.
why I'm here. He'll be back. By the way, he'll be back for a little bit tomorrow.
Oh, how exciting.
All right, who knew?
For the last hour, I'm just letting you know.
Who knew?
Hey, okay.
Coming in
Not
hot.
us. I didn't get the
Happy
email.
birthday.
So for your third anniversary, Fred,
Uh-huh.
it's leather.
Oh.
And that's kind of on brand for us.
Yeah, I've been looking for a choker.
Because a lot of people think we're a couple already.
Trying to get a choker. Like a cord one, though, you know. Like a collapsible one. What's the best kind of leather? Today's 9th anniversary.
I don't know. I think I accidentally followed a YouTube page called Leather Daddy.
Okay? And that's like a tool, a multi-purpose tool you use to work on leather materials?
I think that's what I thought at first.
Yeah.
Boy, was I wrong.
No.
That is not what it is.
They have their own flag, so there's a thing. And by the way, all
Leather
people
Daddy?
should. All people should have their own flag. Don't have a problem with that. Genuine leather is not what you think it is.
Because it's pony leather.
Nice. I'm a full grain guy. Top grain is an expensive one. Don't think it works as well as full grain. If you buy split grain leather, get out.
I think nice leather shoes is what keeps me from being a vegan.
There are some nice leather shoes.
Yeah, I'm a big leather shoe guy.
Yeah.
Like Allen Edmonds dress shoes and then Jordans. Like, that's my jam. I have a bunch of each.
I don't drop name brands.
See, I don't have name brands on my clothes.
No, none.
But like shoes, like I will rock Jordans. I will be proud of my Allen Edmonds.
I think what you're talking about is a Jay-Z line. Got a good program today. A. Maria is producing. Kenny Thomas will join us at 5 o'clock. Tough loss for the team enchantment last night. The boys fell to the number 1 seed. We're going to talk about that and what Kenny plans on doing here in town for the next couple months as he will be around. We got a fun Little League story. We're going to hit on that at 6:15 because the All-Star softball team from Paradise Hills going to Waco, Van. They're on their way to the Little League World Series.
The what?
Yep. So there's a big deal. We're going to hit on that, obviously. The ESPYs are tonight. We will go into depth on that. This is, without a doubt, the most boring sports day of the year.
The day after the All-Star game? Are you kidding me? I could do 3 hours on the All-Star game. You're a crazy person.
There's only one story from the All-Star game. We will hit on that for certain.
Also, why do these kids have to go to Waco? You should be rewarding them for their success, not punishing them.
I've never been to Waco.
I'm sure it's lovely. Waco is my El Paso.
So I'm looking up some fun facts about Waco, and Google says no results found. So that can't be. Oh, never mind. It's an internet thing. Waco, to me, I know about one thing. I know about tragedy. That's the only thing I know about from Waco.
Yeah, the
Apparently-
David Koresh stuff.
Yeah, the Koresh stuff.
I think they've moved on from that, I hope.
You would think.
It's been a minute.
Well, they got the Little League World Series for softball. So that's going to be something out there. We will talk at Birth about that. A. Marie hosted the morning show this morning, as Jeff and JJ are on assignment in Las Vegas. They're worst assignments to get, that's for sure. That's 100% for sure.
Stole our co-host too.
What are they doing? They're at the Mountain West Conference? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, Mountain West Media Week.
Ooh.
Hopefully we'll have more info tomorrow.
They
started today.
Oh, okay. So they'll be checking in with you tomorrow, or they have the program back?
No, they'll be back Friday.
Hey, Marie.
Hey, Marie, one of your friends are already calling you.
Hey, everyone. Hey, Marie's here. Phone's ringing. 505-246-0610. We're giving away Wiz Khalifa tickets today, too.
Wait, what time?
So here's what happened.
I'm going to call in.
These Wiz Khalifa tickets, like behind the scenes, they got a little bit of a story. But what it is I was like, hey, we got a bunch of Wiz Khalifa tickets? Let me give those away. And then promotions was like, you kind of have a lot of enthusiasm about this, Fred. I'm like, the friends of the show like Wiz Khalifa. Like, what is, like, take them away from pop and rock. Give them to me.
The Venn diagram of Two Men On fans and Wiz Khalifa fans, I didn't expect to overlap. Boy, was I wrong.
There's so many. Black and yellow, black and yellow. Gonna be a good one tomorrow. You are at the Top Golf as the YMCA is holding their Top Golf event. You're gonna have a star-studded list of guests. I know John Traub's coming out because the Ice Tips today announced their Breaking Bad items, like their giveaways and
That's
stuff.
exciting.
They have some cool stuff.
I bet they do.
So I thought it was gonna be like weird, like from the set, like and forgive me because I don't know Breaking Bad the way that I obviously should.
Right.
I know John Traub over there at the Ice Tips. I know him and like Cranston are like pretty good friends. Like it's the whole thing. But this is like original drafts of scripts. This is like super unique stuff. It's not just like hey, you for a brief second saw this KFC bucket. It's not KFC on there. What is it? Polo chicken.
Yes, Los Pollos Hermanos.
Yes, it's not just like, hey, a family fun box of that. No,
Yeah.
it's like
It's
legit one of a kind stuff.
It's not a napkin that Jesse Pinkman used to wipe chicken grease off of his face that one time they had the meeting there.
I don't know what you are talking about, but yes, if that is a thing,
Yes,
it's
it
not
is.
that thing. So that's going to be a good one.
Actually, that girl from Carlsbad was the manager of Los Pollos Hermanos in Breaking Bad. Little fun fact. Little shout out to C-Bania.
Well, I'm in on that. So there's something crazy right now, there's like over 30 auction items. It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. So John will join you tomorrow at Top Golf for that. And everyone else who's a friend of the show. The TBT last night, you were there in person.
Yeah.
I had to be somewhere, so I wasn't there in person. I had to tune on the ESPNU. Good little broadcast on the ESPNU, but did that energy translate from the building, Van? How was the energy at the pit last night?
Look, the pit was on fire.
Yeah.
It was a good turnout. As expected, a little bit less than the rivalry game.
Mm-hmm.
But the turnout was great. The energy was great. It was a lot of fun to be there, and it got real spicy.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a little a rustle tussle.
That came through
There's a little
on
fracas.
Yeah, so on the ESPN, that was there. I could feel that.
Coach LaFonso, I believe it's LaFonso Ellis
That is correct.
of the Heart Fire.
That is correct.
I need to find the origin of that name meaning, but
Well, I mean,
Heart Fire. That's very dangerous.
it's,
You take Tums for that, I heard.
burritos give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
X is going to give it to you.
Ooh.
Yeah, but after the fracas, the crowd was just going bonkers. And luckily, the fracas was preceded by a 12 or 14-0 run, so the crowd was like way down. And then that little fracas got the crowd back into it, and the crowd's energy remained for the whole rest of the game. And it was close. They battled all the way to the end, but Heartfire ended up taking it in the long run.
Yeah, that's a tough one. We'll talk to Kenny Thomas about that. But how many people were in attendance?
I would say over 3,000.
Over 3?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Big championship game will be Thursday night. That will be that'll be good. That'll be super good. Obviously, we got the Top Golf event. There's some stuff going on. I'm on assignment tomorrow, so I'll be away. But if I would go to just watch good basketball, because it's been very good basketball.
I didn't get to see any of the other teams play, but I'm assuming it was as competitive and as fun as the Enchantment game. So whether or not the Enchantment are in it, which unfortunately they are not,
Right.
I would say go out to the pit. Go out to the pit. Support the TBT tournament.
Yeah, I agree.
Go have some fun.
Well, and if you also, you could buy like the entire thing of tickets. Like, It was you could buy single game, or you could buy. If you had, just go and support, because this is what's going to bring like this kind of excitement back to the pit. Like it's being able to put on like a good show and have a good presence, and kind of be all the things that are associated with that. So anyways, Team Enchantment catches the L last night. Toughly battled though. I was just insanely impressed with B. Mason and Kenny Thomas and kind of all those guys that went out and threw that thing together. So just excellent on all of them.
And from what I understand, New Mexico, out of all the TBT pre-tournaments, was the most attended venue. So we got the most butts in the seats out of any venue of all the TBTs.
Where'd you learn that one?
People who know more about sports than I do.
Oh, okay. That's not so bad. Obviously, the All-Star game was last night. A couple narratives coming out of that. We're going to break down A. Marie hosting the morning show this morning. Her and Robert broke down every division in the NFL, so I'm very excited to tell her and the friends of the show who tuned in for both programs how wrong she was.
Well, and we did 5 of them, actually. We didn't do all of them. If you know, there's 8 of them.
Well, do you want to do the remaining 3 now? You do that tomorrow morning.
Or I'm doing a lot tomorrow. Yeah, we can do today, tomorrow. I know how much you love the NFL, so.
Let's analyze the 5 you went through then, because that's what you had me fired up on.
I also send it to you guys in your email.
I have it here, yes. And by the way, it's fun to see how other people like show prep for stuff. Like my style, which I've had like whatever for years now, is my style. A. Marie style, I'm instantly jealous of. Like,
well, I sent you the article. I didn't write. I have a bunch of notes too.
Yeah, your life is way more together than mine. I just kind of guess at it.
Well, that's your thing.
All-Star game was very good. We'll break that down when we get back. I get it. 9 in a row. Hey, I get it. These aren't the childhood everyone wears their I get all, but I'm going to tell you what. There was one moment in this All-Star game where I was like, the king has arrived. The king is here. The king! And
I also had one of those moments, and it's not going to be who you think it is.
I cannot wait.
Here we go.
2 Men On live from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. We're powered by New Mexico Pinion Coffee. We play on Team I-9, start our days at the YMCA of Central New Mexico, spend our evenings at Hollow Spirits, and the weekend is for New Mexico's vodka, Teller Vodka. It's 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Crash cleanup continuing right now westbound on I-40 as you approach University. That crash affecting multiple right lanes. You're going to want to stay to the left to get around that. After
you good. You guys aren't clicking.
It's due to construction between 4th Street and Unser. So watch out for that this afternoon. I-25 looks good in both directions here in the city. Your river crossings, Paseo, Alameda, and Montano, they all look good also. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Shop in store or online at AmericanHome.com. They guarantee you'll pay less. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is the Sports Animals big voice guy, Bryce.
This is the home, your home.
All summer long, Brian has been getting in shape to fit Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night football, and the Denver Broncos into KNML's busy schedule.
Say it, Bronco. Say Broncos again. Broncos!
You gotta dig deep. And now it's time.
This is your home for the NFL. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. I did it!
Go get him, Brian.
Hey, Jim. Thanks for coming.
Are you kidding? I never miss one of your dinner parties. How's the new job?
Somehow we're doing great. And I stopped working weekends. Thanks to how smooth everything runs on NetSuite by Oracle.
Fantastic. We're still using QuickBooks.
Why haven't you upgraded to NetSuite?
We're making QuickBooks work, sort of.
Shh, watch your language. The kids are right there. Sorry, Amy. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, budgeting, and more. NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. And 93% of surveyed businesses increased their visibility and control since upgrading from QuickBooks to NetSuite.
Yeah, sounds like it's time for me to switch to NetSuite. Over 31,000 businesses already use NetSuite. And for a limited time, NetSuite has extended their one-of-a-kind financing program offer to those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/play. That's netsuite.com/play for this extended special financing offer on the #1 financial system for growing businesses. netsuite.com/play.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike.
Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota's hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power and savings with style. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Want to stand in our way? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
Visit your Albuquerque Santa Fe Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials. The Duke City's home for sports.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
That's a yes.
This is 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Does the All-Star Game deserve 9 innings of attention?
Am I speaking for objective sports fan or me?
I don't trust you as the voice of objective sports fan, but I trust you as the voice of objective sports van.
Okay.
So give me a van.
A lifelong All-Star Game fan. I am captivated by it every year. I love the storylines. I love the one-year wonders who make it to the All-Star Game. I love the veterans who get in the All-Star Game. I love the fun camaraderie of the All-Star Game. And sometimes it's actually a good game. And yesterday it was actually a good game, so good for them. But not me. Sports fan is just like, meh. Home run derby's fun. We don't care about the All-Star Game.
People tune in and out, though? Is it that kind of thing?
Yeah. They got something else going on, they'll do the thing. It's not must-watch television like it is for me.
Fox was doing some crazy stuff last night. So Fox, and maybe Fox is confused, because Fox thinks that baseball is entertaining.
Hold on.
And it is not. Baseball, when watched by a fan, is the opposite of Russell Crowe. They are not entertained. It is boring. It is monotonous. It is tedious. There are unnecessary breaks. There is everything about it that is grass growing or paint drying. And that can only be appreciated by a trained eye. Introducing baseball to casual fan, absolute failure. Fox doesn't care. They're putting microphones on everyone. They're giving me cool cameras.
Love that.
They're giving me in dugout interviews.
Love that.
They're slapping up Pappy with a bunch of Pabst Blue Ribbons.
Love that.
And he's running around saucy.
Love that.
Ribbon dudes on their paychecks.
Love that.
Fox, do you know this is baseball we're talking about?
Good for them. Good for them for being innovative. Good for them for trying hard. Because that's something that the organization themselves do not do. Take a hint, Major League Baseball. Look what Fox is doing. Fox is making baseball fun. Fox is giving personality to these players that the majority of the universe knows nothing about.
No one knows anything about baseball players.
No.
I looked out on that field last night. Do you know how many baseball players I knew? Here's the thing. I like baseball. I knew all of them. I knew 100%. But for real, people don't. People don't know the up the middle for either team. There's not known names. And then when you're watching the thing last night, the game, the Yankees are up. Everyone should know the Yankees. The All-Star Game is for Yankees fans. And when the Yankees are up, they're striking out and giggling about it. And when they're outfield, they're giggling about it. And the Yankees fan is like digging their own fingernails into their palms because this isn't how baseball's supposed to be. And then 2 bats later, Giancarlo Stanton, used to be Mike Stanton, fake names, everything. He hits a ball 625 feet.
Crushes. I got a picture pulled up right here.
Of how far it went?
No, of him the moment he struck the ball.
Yeah.
The ball
is rubber.
Is wrapped around his bat.
Correct.
In some freakonomics physics that I've never heard of before. The only way to hit it as hard as Giancarlo Stanton is to defy physics and put what looks to be a 2.5 indention on a baseball.
It looks like as if you rested a hacky sack on a baseball bat.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like.
Yes, exactly that.
And then Yankees fan has to eat their words real quick because they're watching the game and they're like, my boys don't care about winning. They're making a travesty of the game. I'm an old man slow, and I hate all this. And here's the thing. They just forget about the last play as soon as it happens. That's how baseball players work. They can be in the outfield, gloves up, scream laughing at each other because none of this matters, and go up and hit a dinger and earn a drumstick at the end of the game. I'm in on this.
Look, pissed off Yankees fan.
Super pissed off Yankees
over-excitable Yankees fan.
Everything. Yankees.
This isn't just Yankees fan. This is for every team. This is for every sport.
Putting the fun back in Fanatic.
Yes, see? Have some fun. This is the All-Star game. Remember, World Series home field advantage does not rest on the All-Star game anymore.
That was so stupid.
That was a very stupid rule, and now it's over. Now it's just supposed to be fun. You're supposed to highlight the best players of the first half of the season. You're supposed to celebrate America's pastime, which I'm glad they're still using that name, even though it's not whatsoever. Have some fun.
Twitter is like this. Twitter's like, I don't want to listen to that pitcher talk out there. Why is John Smoltz sending him pitches in his earpiece? That's very entertaining. That's insanely entertaining. What's the name of the cat from Toronto? That's insanely entertaining.
So you said you were going to have a moment.
Oh, I had a moment.
And I'm going to guess which moment it is. Well, no, never mind. I won't. I'll let you.
Yeah.
Because my moment was Alek Manoah striking out the side.
Who?
Toronto Blue Jays stud young pitcher. So only baseball fan knows this guy because, number one, he's playing in Canada. Number two, no one follows the Blue Jays. Number three, no one follows baseball anymore.
Yeah.
But this kid is an absolute stud. He struck out the side at the All-Star game. Struck out 3 people in a row, the best that the other league had to throw at him. And he did it all while on the microphone, having conversations, talking to people. You know how cerebral of a game baseball is?
Hey,
then you got a guy talking to you while you're doing the same thing that you've done forever?
Hold up. You only think it's a big deal. I only think it's a big deal because we're our age and who we are. He grew up playing Xbox Live doing this forever. He's been
with the headset on?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been whooping forever at every sport.
Legit fair point.
Yes. He knew that victim A, B, and C are going to go back and listen to this as he's up there talking junk, throwing heaters.
Not a single mama joke. It kind of disappointed me.
So that's the thing. Now you're going to have writers and stuff. Hey, 505-246-0610, Major League Baseball players currently listening. I will write some one-liners for you out there.
I got zingers for days.
That cat from the Yankees comes up and he pokes one in to right, with the earpiece in. He's like, let's go, round! I'm like, he also has that excitement that I have?
Nice.
Way to go. It was way better than anything I ever saw. And my moment when the King arrived in L.A., because the King of L.A. is not LeBron James. It was, because there was indecision in who the King is.
Mm-hmm.
It's Clayton Kershaw. And it wasn't Clayton Kershaw when Shohei Ohtani laced a single off of.
Called his shot.
Called it.
He said first pitch.
Yes. For a second, Shohei Ohtani was the King of L.A. For 1 second. And then what happened was Clayton Kershaw said, look at this. What'd you call it? A whiffy bam? So he gets old boy at first base.
Yeah, toot bland.
Thank you. So he picks off old Shohei at first base, show off Shohei.
Not even close, too.
Not even close.
Yeah.
DTR. DTB, dead to base. Could not even get there. He's your king of LA. The conversation's over. Who's the best one? By the way, Ohtani walked his next at bat. But that wasn't off Clayton Kershaw. They brought some other cat in by then. So I had it there. That was for me because that's that conversation in LA. Who would you rather have? It's Clayton Kershaw. You get your boy out.
No, I'd rather have Ohtani every time. But that's not taking anything away from Clayton Kershaw, who is a first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the best to ever do it. But that was so slick. Ohtani calling his shot, getting a hit on the first pitch, taking a big old lead. You know he's taking second. Hometown crowd goes bonkers. And poor Dodgers fan started off so hot, had so much to cheer for. And then your other stud pitcher, who hasn't lost a game all year, gets shelled, gives up back-to-back dingers, and takes his first loss of the year at the All-Star game.
Good point.
In front of his home crowd. Oh, the baseball gods are just giggling. That is so funny. He's undefeated this year, 11-0. Tony Gonsolins, who we're talking about, by the way, has not lost all year. ERA under 2. The best pitcher should have been the starter over Clayton Kershaw, but legacy, I know it's a nice tip of the hat to Clayton.
I like how you're doing the take of I can't believe he lost to the best players in the other league.
But he went all year and then finally took a L in Dodger Stadium at the All-Star game. The lights are the brightest.
So I don't know if you know this, fan, but can't win them all.
No,
they say that.
You
it's
cannot.
Like saying, can't win them all.
Hey, tell that to Kenny Thomas. He'll win them all against New Mexico State.
Still undefeated?
Undefeated against the Aggies.
That's pretty incredible.
Talk about that at 5 o'clock.
I think I have the number here. 23-3-1 is what the AL is versus the NL in the last 27.
Hey, Marie, is your strategy from now on just to bet double on the National League every year until they finally win one? 9 in a row? I love those odds.
That's too easy.
Love those odds.
I do something that's ridiculous. Like, bet on the American League.
The 1 year they lose. Like, the Undertaker's undefeated at WrestleMania. You're like, I think I'll go with the other guy. It's like, what?
I thought this was the year that National League was going to turn it around.
Why?
No, okay. There's reason behind this. No Garrett Cole. No Justin Verlander.
Why are you only talking about Astros?
Garrett Cole's on the Yankees.
Yeah, you know them.
Yeah. Cole 45.
2 Swisher Sweets. What? Huh? 3-2 is a boring All-Star game, right? I need a bunch of runs.
There was some great defense.
After the 4th, there was only 3 up and 3 downs.
Diving catches, that behind the back double play.
That was literally the first play of the game.
First to third. That first to third getting thrown out. Like, there's some great defense being highlighted at the All-Star game. I really enjoyed it.
Too many young players that no one knows.
Now they know them. That's what the All-Star game's for. I led with that.
I don't think so.
Julio Rodriguez is going to be that dude.
Yeah.
He might get a 40-40 season his rookie year.
What about my boy from the Cardinals, healthy? 103 miles per hour. Are you kidding me?
Well, to be fair.
You think it's cooked because it's Fox? Is that the to be fair?
No, to be fair, I mean, it was only 102.5.
It was 103.
It's 102.5. They rounded up.
Hey, Fox cooks it. They're like, hey, we put some money into this graphic. We're going to use it. Give me flame numbers.
What do they do? 99 and above or 100 and above?
I don't know.
I think it's changed. I think it's 100 and above now.
So your boy, Giancarlo Stanton, hits a home run. Who hits a home run at him? Brian Buxton?
Yeah, Buxton.
Who I picked as my league MVP this year, if you remember, at the beginning of the season.
He's got a lot of work to do in the second half.
Well, dark horse.
He's still very good.
But you got to give me a lot more runs. I need a lot more. Because the Paul Goldschmidt thing, that's good. But it almost felt to me like after the AL and the NL brought out all their starters and it went to reserves, that none of these guys are good enough to score runs. Like, they're not really all-stars.
That's when they start bringing in the relievers who throw 100.
And only 100.
Yes. It's getting unfair. Everybody throws 100. Everybody has a slider that moves 18 inches. Everybody has a changeup that's 12 miles an hour slower than their fastball and with movement. It's dangerous.
If Big Poppy's walking around in the dugout interviewing guys and you're Dusty Baker, how do you not just put him in the game to take it back? Like, that's what this game should be.
Bottom of the ninth, Big Poppy comes
Yes.
up. Well, I mean, National League was a home team.
All right,
top of the ninth. Big Poppy comes up, ties it.
What's the cat's name from Toronto? Manoa?
Yeah.
Just let him. He knows it's coming. He's going to throw it a hundo. You don't have it. You just put the bat on it at a hundo. It's going to sail. That's what you need.
That's how simple it is, right?
It's right. Well,
you know it's 100. You know it'll be here out of his hand and into the catcher's mitt in an eighth of a second. Just put a bat on it.
A lot of good mic'd up moments. I'm going to start using the phrase 3 punchies.
Mm-hmm.
Very good night of baseball. Very low score. Very boring game. Only the top 9 guys in each league are good enough to be all-stars. Everyone else sucks.
You're very wrong.
2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Brought to you by the Senator Michael Padilla Job Fair. Looking for your next career opportunity? Talk to over 100 different companies this Wednesday at the 10th Annual Senator Michael Padilla Job Fair from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Harrison Middle School on Isleta Boulevard Southwest.
Well, traffic right now, things moving very slow westbound on I-40. First, we've got the crash as you approach University. That is respecting your right lane and shoulder stick to the left to get around that. A little bit further down, starting around 2nd Street, we've got those slowdowns that are mainly due to construction and road work as you get closer to Coors. But those slowdowns are going to last from 2nd Street all the way to Unser this afternoon, so watch out for that. I-25 right now looks good in both directions, and your river crossings, Paseo, Alameda, and Montano, they look good right now as well.
New Balance Albuquerque. Shoes that fit better and perform better. At New Balance, we actually measure your feet on Wantabo north of Constitution and in Cottonwood Corners next to Best Buy. New Balance.
Brought to you by New Balance.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, the largest selection of in-stock furniture in the state. Locally owned and operated. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is the Sports Animals Big Voice Guy, Brian.
This is the home, your home.
All summer long, Brian has been getting in shape to fit Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night football, and the Denver Broncos into KNML's busy schedule.
Say it.
Bronco.
Say Broncos again.
Broncos!
You gotta dig deep.
And now it's time.
This is your home for the NFL. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. I did it!
Go get him, Brian.
Come on, we're gonna be late to the cookout.
I was just packing up my famous mac and cheese.
I hope you packed the Pepto, too.
Huh?
Pepto-Bismol provides fast relief from heartburn and indigestion. You know, that uncomfortable feeling after you eat too much? And after the deviled eggs, baked beans, and barbecue ribs? You're gonna need it.
Barbecue ribs. I should probably pack an extra shirt, too.
Good call.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto-Bismol. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
New message. Hey, girlfriend, it's Carol from jury duty. We never actually spoke, but I saw you order the same hoagie as me at lunch. What are the chances? Anywho, I heard you just got a boat. We should totally grab some hoagies and take it out for a spin.
When you get a boat, you also get new friends. Make sure Progressive's one of them and get coverage today for as little as $100 a year.
Do I want to feel the wind in my hair? Guilty as charged. Oh, seriously, let's ride on your boat.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states.
We now have more ways to fight COVID than ever with oral treatments for individuals at high risk for severe COVID who test positive.
And they can be taken from the comfort of home.
These treatments, if taken within 5 days of the first sign of symptoms, are effective at reducing the risk of hospitalization and severe outcomes.
This is a game changer for New Mexico.
For more information and to access treatment, visit findatreatmentnm.com.
When you have trouble sleeping, it's tough. When kids have trouble sleeping,
Mom, I can't sleep. Dad, just one more story?
for nights like this, try Vicks Pure Z's Kids. Our great tasting gummies are specially formulated for kids with a unique blend of botanicals and a low dose of melatonin to support their natural sleep cycle. Best of all, they're drug-free and non-habit forming. Help your child fall asleep naturally with Pure Z's Kids Gummies. Consult with a doctor before use. For ages 4 and up.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and build that papier-mâché volcano.
I am not cleaning this up.
Ooh, yeah, I meant the kids. Staples will help them move forward. Right now, Crayola 10-count markers and 12-count colored pencils are just 99 cents each, and Staples 1-subject notebooks are only 35 cents. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. Ends 8/27 in-store only, limit 30.
Yeah, it's Coach Ice-T. Who's ready to spin? We're starting with a big hill. Let's ride.
Why is Ice-T leading our spin class?
It's probably the Honey Nut Cheerios. He found out they can help lower cholesterol. Now he's having fun taking care of his heart in all sorts of new ways.
That's right, Buzz. Now, spinners, really pour your heart into it and pick it up.
Learn more by picking up a box of Cheerios and check out our Pour Your Heart Into It audio workouts with Ice-T and Buzz to get your heart pumping.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. We see it every day. People hurt in car wrecks being misled by the insurance companies in order to minimize the amount of money they have to pay. When the insurance company tells you you don't need an attorney, that's when you know you need an attorney. Want a fair settlement? Don't attempt to deal with the insurance company on your own. Call Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys today at 544-4444. We'll fight hard to get you all the money you deserve and keep you out of the courtroom.
Insurance Research Council, July 2014. There's only one Roe, and there's only one home for Roe.
But I can't control what some of these people say.
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Pull that microphone right up in front of you, Jay. There you go. Joining us on the program, Jay Lewis, New Mexico Highlands Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference Hall of Fame inductee from this past weekend, 1981 conference champion of the world. Let's go, Jay. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, heck, banger of a weekend up at the RMAC, huh?
Oh, it sure was. We had a few of the guys up there, and all the conference people up there. It was pretty good.
It was my first RMAC experience, and I tell you what, they do it the right way, right? So it's obviously a celebration of a lot of Hall of Famers were inducted, and it was a celebration of everyone. But they give you a couple minutes to kind of go up there and tell your story and talk about what New Mexico Highlands means to you and the city of Las Vegas, and you and I talked about it a lot off the record, obviously, but your experience at Highlands was about as unique as you could find, going from a team that didn't win very much to a team that didn't lose very much. Talk a little bit about your times there on the gridiron.
Well, when we first went up there, it was a losing program. I don't think they'd only won, but maybe one game in the last 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of issues up there in Las Vegas. There were riots. There were all kinds of problems and stuff like that up there. So when we walked in, most high school, college athletes, they come from a winning program. They're used to winning, and when you walk into a program like that, it was quite an eye opener.
So what was the key to the turnaround? Was it like your athletic ability by itself?
That's what.
Or was it a team effort, coaching effort? What went into the big turnaround?
Well, I got to be honest with you. We've got a lot of special guys that we played with, and when I mean special, I mean guys that a lot of heart, no quit. A lot of guys that didn't think highly of themselves. We were with a bunch of guys that really weren't recruited, a lot of walk-ons. And, it's quite the story when you consider we come from the ashes and, all these people quitting, especially from our freshman year, and there was just 12 of us left. And after that, our senior year, we win the whole thing. I mean, I think a lot of people would have never guessed that, especially with the talent level we had, the size and the speed. But I think it's a great testimony to anybody that wants to play college football. Be humble about it. Walk onto a program that will take you.
Right.
And we went. No one wanted us. A lot of guys just wanted to play. We had golly, at least 5 seniors that were walk-ons that ended up being all conference at the end, and they were total nobodies. I mean, most people wouldn't remember them even from high school.
Wow.
So,
obviously back in the area now, working out of Socorro, right? So obviously you still have all the kind of connections here. Los Lunas is where the current office is, question mark?
Yeah, so I have an insurance business in Socorro. And then I have a small orthopedic manufacturing rep business that I do statewide, and I mostly in Albuquerque is where I do my stuff.
A thing that I have found since becoming the voice of the Highlands Cowboys is just the fellowship in the city. As you're moving throughout the city and kind of connecting with, be it professional or personal or whatever it is it surprising to you, or are you so accustomed to it, the Highlands connection throughout Albuquerque and the surrounding communities?
Man, I got to tell you, again, it all comes down to humility and things like that. But, you know, we'll be driving around town and I'll see a license plate, a purple license plate that says HU on it.
There we go.
And of course you're going to pull up alongside of them, roll down your window, and you're going to say something about HU or something like that. Tons of friends. I mean, even people that you didn't like when you first went there by the time you left. I mean, I've got guys, rival guys from intramural sports or things around campus, and those guys to this day are like really good friends.
So, when you get to college and when you get on a team in college, you're still young. You're still impressionable. Your brain's still soft. Were there lessons you learned on the gridiron and in school that still apply to you as an adult today?
Absolutely. Relationships is what drives business, and it's what drives success in doing things in the community and things of that nature. We as student athletes and people that had to watch each other's back and help each other out and things of that nature, we've been able to go on through life, and oh my gosh, I mean, I think everybody's been successful. We've from that group of guys, one guy's an orthopedic surgeon, the other guy
pretty good.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's another guy. He's a PhD. He's had several articles published in Time magazine. He's done really, really well. And then the rest of the guys all had successful careers, but never, I don't think we've missed a year in the last 40 years, because this year will be 41 years. We haven't missed a year where at least 4 or 5 of us get together, but as many as 100 will get together. And you think, come on, I mean, who cares? 81 conference championship team, who cares? Well, it's important to us, and that's why we do it. I think people are jealous of us, the relationships, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I think they are, because you have all these other teams. You could have gone to LSU or, UCLA or something like that.
There was a little Breckman shot. I heard it right there, a little Alex Breckman shot. Going to LSU, just could have gone to UNM, whatever. I'm just saying it that way. Just, keep hometown talent in our hometown is what I'm saying. Well, and talk about it too as far as Highlands go. Like, the importance of high school athlete getting an opportunity to play right away in college, right? Because there's something to go to a bigger program and not put your hand in the dirt for a whole year and not get an opportunity. Highlands, with the scholarship and with the lottery and with athletics, there's a chance to go to Highlands, not pay out of pocket, and really contribute to a program and get a greater education. Do you talk about that a lot when there were that conversations around the community as far as student athletes and the accessibility of New Mexico Highlands?
Absolutely. That's probably that's the biggest thing that we talk about. What a lot of people don't know, I've gotten a lot of props and everything, especially from my career at Highlands. But when I came out of high school, I didn't make one single award. And the only scholarship offer I really had was for track at UNM.
Yeah.
And so I go on to Highlands, was all conference as a freshman. And actually at the time, the coach that was there, I won't name any names, but I was the only guy on the team, me and one other guy, to make all conference on a 1-9 team. And he was going to take my scholarship away. He said I hadn't proved myself. And so that's not meant to put anybody down or anything, but it just, the people that are out there, there's a lot of parents out there and kids that they want their kids to play and everything. And, the how it looks playing D1 or going to a big school or something like that. It's a really big deal. There's ego and everything involved. But again, I keep going back to this. If you humble yourself and give what God gives to you, you can do a lot more than your wildest dreams ever imagined than going to a UCLA or something.
Yeah, you just mentioned young student athletes going on to the next level. What advice would you give to young student athlete who's trying to make that decision, whether it be UNM, Highlands, or like you just mentioned, UCLA and the like?
So I think this is where I think I'm kind of an expert. All right. My wife will tell you, no, I'm not. But I've got 3 daughters that are playing college ball right now. And two of them, they just finished. They're working on their masters. They got the extra COVID year. The oldest, she went to Midwestern State. Now she's playing at Fort Lewis. Then I have another one that she went to Eastern. Now she's playing at WT. They went to the Elite Eight this year in basketball. And then I have another daughter. She plays for the Naval Academy. She plays for Navy basketball.
Making college athletes is what I'm hearing. Wow, it's a little college athlete factory over here. Yeah, it's producing them.
Well, absolutely. And the thing about it is that we had, like a lot of these parents, we took them to all the camps, and we did all the training, and we did all the stuff. And, all the things that parents are doing today, we got caught up in all this stuff. And, if I had any kind of advice, take what you can get. Stop saying, I'm going to go D1, or I'm going to go, I'm going to go be an All-American, or I'm going to go be this or that. Go and look at the college experience. And that's what Highlands gave us. And, people might give Highlands or some of these other schools a bad rap, but I'm telling you, it did so much for me. And I just thank God that I took that opportunity.
Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference Hall of Fame inductee from your New Mexico Highlands University, Jay Lewis, joining us on the program. Let's grab a break, man. Where we get back, we'll wrap up we'll wrap up the bottom of this hour, and then Kenny Thomas at 5 o'clock. 2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money? With DriveWise from Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you can save. At Allstate, better protection costs a whole.
So I moved stuff so you can have a couple more minutes in the next segment.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
Well, we got a new crash to tell you about. This one is eastbound on I-40. It's at San Mateo. It is affecting your right lane and shoulder. Watch out for that. Opposite side of the freeway, westbound on I-40 as you approach University. Still got crash cleanup going on there as well. And further down westbound on I-40 as you get to about 2nd Street. From there all the way down to Unser, we're seeing slowdowns and backups due to road work and construction. Also headed south on I-25 this afternoon. San Mateo to about Montgomery, moving slow.
Are you ready to make home homier? Get it done with Home Equity. Kirtland Federal Credit Union can help with a home equity loan or line of credit. Learn more at kirtlandfcu.org/homeequity. Kirtland Federal Credit Union. You belong. An equal housing lender. Membership eligibility required.
This report is brought to you by Kirtland Federal Credit Union.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Shop in store or online at AmericanHome.com. They guarantee you'll pay less. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is Jim Rome of the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by Indeed. Attract, interview, and hire at Indeed.com/credit. College football right now, more than ever before, is about the haves and have-nots. And nobody more so than the Crimson Tide. Even Alabama head coach Nick Saban knows that, which makes it all the more curious that he's going on and on at SEC Media Days about competitive balance. Seriously, I'm Jim Rome.
The Jim Rome Show.
Obscenities flying, dudes trying to land haymakers, a participant flipping off everybody and then eating a pizza when it was over. That was good stuff. That was the best stuff. Baseball being baseball, guys being dudes and punching each other in the face. That's how you do a base brawl. Let the hands go, flip off the fans, and eat a pepperoni pizza in the clubhouse.
The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays at 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Psst. Hey, parents, did you hear that this little one napping right here can get the COVID vaccine? Yup, the vaccine is now available for every kid 6 months old and up. And of course, it's safe and effective. So talk to a medical provider today to schedule an appointment. Visit vaccinenm.org/kids if you'd like to learn more.
All right, here we go. You got 5 minutes.
It's the opening drive with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Back on the program, joining us, Rocky Mountain
5 minutes.
Prince Hall of Famer Jay Lewis of your New Mexico Highlands Cowboys. Also, New Mexico Highlands Hall of Famer. No reason to overlook that, right? That's right. We were talking a little bit about during the break. I was like, "Hey, you got your stats on you?" Because like there's like conflicting reports on the stats. Like allegedly, you had 90 sacks in 10 games, or you had 90 sacks over your career. I have no idea. So I'm like, Jay, what are your stats? And you start telling us this fabulous story during the break where, at the time, like the official book was kept by like either your girlfriend or your side piece, and I was like, this doesn't make sense.
No, that's so true, and there's a lot of stuff. We didn't have video. We had 15 millimeter film,
right?
And most of that stuff's destroyed and gone. And the Hall of Fame. I mean, we didn't have anything. We didn't have pictures.
Right.
We didn't have hardly anything. And so, I guess. What we were talking about earlier is the only thing I do know is I had 2.9 quarterback sacks a game.
So dumb.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. I mean, I was outside rushing just about every play.
Sure.
Sometimes splits up the middle, that sort of thing. But regardless of the stats, and I know there was a lot, and I led the team in tackles and things like that. But I think what made me, as far from a personal level, not just talking about the team, that's a lot bigger deal. But it's just the simple fact that without stats or anything, every single coach in the league voted me as Player of the Year.
There you go.
I got National Player of the Year of the week, not of the year, and I got I made All-America 2 times. I made the Kodak All-American team as well, and that was just from what people said about me. It wasn't about the stats that are no longer available.
Was it the same situation on all aspects of the team? Because you said a girlfriend had to keep stats or something. Was the same thing with like the athletic trainers and the buses, and because it was a different time in college football, and it's a different time for Highlands University. They're on their way up. Was it like a ragtag team effort for everything that was involved?
Oh man, I have so much to say about that. You don't have enough time. But I will say this real quickly. You got 3 minutes. Play right now. When you compare them at the same level, basically, you compare what they get versus what we got, it's night and day. I mean, we're talking the nutrition, we're talking the facilities, we're talking the equipment, the uniforms, things of that nature. But a little nostalgic thing, just to give you an idea. We used to take this bus, it was called the Phantom 409, and we used to play, Southern Utah was in our conference, and they're in Cedar City. Now they're doing D1 school.
Right.
And we used to play them, every year. And it was a long drive on a bus. Well, this bus couldn't get past 65 miles an hour.
Gosh.
The gas fumes were so bad. I mean, it was crazy. And one time we were going from Las Vegas to there, and we were cutting through Taos. And if you know about that hill that's at the top of the, when you're going through, there's a light.
I think I can.
There's a McDonald's at the bottom, and then there's a hill at the top. Well, we all had to get off the bus because the bus couldn't make it.
Oh, that's great.
Gives a brand new meaning to hashtag Let's Ride. Jay, this was great. I had a ton of fun with you this past weekend. I'm glad we got to connect. The big shout out to the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. They did great. Obviously, New Mexico Highlands University. You're going to come out to a bunch of games this year.
Absolutely. And we're going to have a Hall of Fame for Highlands, and our coach is going to be inducted this year, Fred Bly.
That's going to be too good. Absolutely. Have you got a chance to connect with head coach Ron Hudson yet?
No, I haven't.
All right, and I'll make sure to introduce you. But there's an energy and a positive movement behind the Highlands Cowboys football program that I believe is going to be infectious to the state. I think people are going to be very excited for it. Same thing with UNM right now.
Sure.
Obviously not New Mexico State. We never wish them positive, obviously. But then Eastern is doing really positive things. Western as well. As far as the D1, D2 programs here in the state, there's just a lot of talented athletes getting a lot of opportunity here. Jay, this was the absolute best, my dude.
Hey, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Anytime we can talk about Highlands and get them in the spotlight, it's a great thing.
Did we miss anything? Was there any finals?
Well, I think we have way more stories to tell and not enough time for.
That's what we need.
That's what I.
Like a minute.
We need. Oh, we got 1 minute. Amory.
Chill music.
Oh, my bad. So I got counted down. That's my fault. We were off a little bit on the timing. So in the final, talk a little bit about your business, Jay. Talk a little bit about how you're impacting the community.
Well, the business. Right now I have a farmer's insurance agent.
Sure.
And I don't know if it's okay to say that.
Yeah.
Thing.
We currently don't have an insurance sponsor.
45 seconds. Tell us about it.
I do that, and I haven't been in that for very long, maybe 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
And I've been an orthopedic rep for like 30 years. It used to be a lot of orthopedic surgery, but now I'm doing. I rep multiple companies, particularly orthotics and prosthetics.
When your best friend becomes an orthopedic surgeon, it gets a little easy. Become an orthopedic rep. That's the story checks out.
It's huge, but he's a big-time sports medicine doctor in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so it doesn't really help me that much.
Yeah, I'm also assuming there's a insurance discount for Highlands alum. That's my assumption there at the Farmers.
Oh, absolutely.
There we go. Contact information for that?
Let's see. But my contact information is Jay Lewis. That's the letter J.
Yep.
Lewis at farmersagent.com.
There we go. Good little sit down.
Yeah, appreciate it.
When we get back, Kenny Thomas joins the program. The UNM alumni took the tough L last night, and we will talk about that on this program. 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Right now, we've got a couple of crashes that you're going to want to be aware of. We'll start with eastbound on I-40. We've got a crash as you approach San Mateo. That's blocking your right lane and shoulder. Be careful as you head through there. Westbound I-40, approaching University. Crash there. Same thing. Right lane and shoulder. Be careful going through there. We're seeing quite a bit of slowdowns associated with that. Further down westbound on I-40, we've got slow movement between 2nd Street and Unser due to road work and construction. And westbound Paseo, slowdowns right now starting around Jefferson. They last until the river.
Brought to you by the Senator Michael Padilla Job Fair. Looking for your next career opportunity? Talk to over 100 different companies this Wednesday at the 10th Annual Senator Michael Padilla Job Fair from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Harrison Middle School on Isleta Boulevard Southwest.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, the largest selection of in-stock furniture in the state. Locally owned and operated. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is Jim Rome with your Rome Report. The easy thing to do after the All-Star Game would be to come in here and hate on the All-Star Game, to bash the All-Star Game, to bash the commissioner, except, you know me, I'm not here to hate. I'm not a hater. If you know me, you know I'm a glasses half full guy, and because that game was right here in my backyard, you know that I'm all about it, or mostly about it, or partly about it. I'll tell you what I was all about. Clayton Kershaw on the bump at Dodger Stadium. Not just on the bump, but starting that game and facing Shohei Ohtani. What's better than that? Ohtani calling his shot before digging in. What's better than that? Him then backing it up. And then what's better than that? Kershaw throwing over and picking Ohtani off on first. So no, last night's All-Star Game was not the worst thing ever. In fact, it was all right.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. If the insurance companies treated you fair after you've been in an accident, we wouldn't be in business. They have teams of adjusters, investigators, and attorneys that are all working against you and want to pay you as little as possible for your injuries. When we call, the insurance companies listen. We'll fight hard to get you all the money you deserve and to keep you out of the courtroom. Don't settle for less. Call Lerner Rowe Injury Attorneys today at 544-4444. The call and the advice are free.
Insurance Research Council, July 2014. K240BL Albuquerque is 95.9 FM, AM 610 KNML Albuquerque. The Sports Animal, proud to be a Cumulus media station.
Coach Thomas is ready.
One of us. Now batting for the Sports Animal, your afternoon drive. Number 2, Men On, Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Robert Buck D. Gibson. This is Two Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
I must miss coming back from the break because, Jay cracks me up.
That's a dude right there.
Jay is a dog. He is a dog. Jay Lewis, Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference Hall of Famer. Kenny's ready for us? Joining us on the program, friend of the show, Kenny Thomas. How you doing, my man?
Yeah, I'm good. What's up, fellas? Besides my voice gets worse. All hoarse.
That's how you can go.
You got a couple days of practice, obviously 2 big games. I can imagine, like, the vocal cords going, but I mean, it was a tough one last night, Van. You were at the pit. You were talking about the energy. I watched it on ESPNU. I mean, that was a battle last night, Coach.
And it was a prime time battle, right? And it was one of those things that was kind of epic because I don't think anybody expected us to win that game. That team was very stacked, very big, but the energy we brought in the beginning, it was amazing, but it was one of those things you got to expect teams to go on a run. And at the same time, we just couldn't contain Washington coming down the stretch. And that's why that guy, he's a pro. Not that we don't have pros, but there's a lot of things that we needed to do better down the stretch, and we didn't get it done. But the fact of the matter is it wasn't a blowout, and it was a good game, and we gave the crowd a nice show, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you said it exactly right, Kenny. You put on a great show. It was a close game the whole time, and, you know, the pit was on fire. But the pit was especially on fire right there at the beginning because I've seen players get kicked out of games a lot. I've never seen a coach get kicked out of a game. Is that a first for you, too?
No. My 11 years in the NBA, I've seen everything. It was a high emotional situation, and LaFonso Ellis, he's one of those guys that I played against in the NBA for a few years, and he's a class act. Something like that you wouldn't see somebody like him doing. I even went out there and stepped in the middle of it. I was just trying to keep our guys in the game to where they didn't get ejected.
Sure.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of emotions, and I think we played hard. It was a tough situation because my bench, it was so deep, right? And the majority of the guys that are on the team are used to being that go-to guy. So we had to figure out how to share the ball, and keep in mind, I don't know if people know this, but we only had like a week together maybe.
Right.
And the way we came out and performed, I mean, I couldn't expect anything more better than that, right?
If last year was step one, this year is obviously step two, and there's considerable more distance to go for the next iteration of team enchantment. When do those conversations start? When do you start putting spotlight on the things that you guys identify that went really well, and then where do you start making those critiques so you know next year is the run that you guys hope for?
I don't really know what's going to happen as far as next year's concerned. I think we're digesting the whole situation when it just happened. It hasn't even been 24 hours, so we haven't gotten to that point yet.
Right.
But I told everybody, hey, we need to run it back. And it's going to be my third time. I'm just going to keep saying we need to run it back because the benefit of progressing is what it comes down to. And if we went backwards and put on the kind of show that we did last year, which everybody kind of thought that might happen in the first game against the Aggies, but it was a tough situation. And to be honest, man, I felt like that Aggie game was much more intense than last night. I felt like my shoulders were down a little bit last night.
So you and B. Mace and the TBT team and the Pitt team put on such a great product for Albuquerque. From what I understand, of all the venues for the TBT tournament, the Pit was the best attended one.
There we go. There we go.
I mean, what does that say to the team that helped put this on in the community of Albuquerque?
Man, that's nice. Especially with last year, we went where we went. I forgot where we went. It wasn't even close to any kind of attendance like we had the last two games. The first game, there was a lot of energy in there because it was the Aggies. And then last night, it wasn't as loud, but it was still loud in there. CBT needs to realize that this is a basketball community to a certain extent. We have the football team, which is coming together well, but when it comes to basketball, everybody comes out and shows up. And the fact that we were older guys that were back in the pit and everybody was able to see some of the guys that used to play at UNM, I think that was like a big key because that doesn't happen very often. And it needs to be something that needs to still happen. I think when it comes to the basketball program in UNM, I feel like they need to get the alumni guys back involved more. I don't know what that would take, but I feel like guys and myself should be at the games more. And I think that will bring a lot of people out when it comes to supporting local basketball in general.
After the final shot last night, after the conclusion of the game, obviously you boys have a minute in the locker room as you're digesting. To as much as you want to share, Coach, what is that minute in the locker room like after the game? What is that release?
Man, I don't know if you guys saw me, but I was mad.
Yeah.
I took off right away. It was an emotional moment because we were right there. Down the stretch, we turned the ball over a little bit more. And on the defensive end, we weren't helping each other by packing in the paint. Like, if they would have knocked down threes, I think I would have felt cool with that. But getting to the paint and getting layups and losing the way we did, that just didn't sit well. And we just couldn't contain Washington, man. He played a great game.
Pretty good.
But, man, I got to give love to Scott, man. That kid is phenomenal.
22 of them, Coach.
Yeah, and the way he came out and his first opportunity to be able to be a part of local basketball, he felt that energy and the vibe. And I have mad respect for him. And he was on, people probably don't know this, but his Achilles was all flamed up and he was on one leg the majority of the game. So that's why we couldn't go to him, and that's why we had other guys like bringing the ball up because there was a lot of pressure on him. But that kid is like really, really phenomenal.
Scott Bamforth was an absolute revelation for you guys. He was just knocking down shots the last 2 days.
6 trays yesterday.
Seemed effortless, absolutely effortless. Scott was your...
because he's that guy that he's just having the ball in his hands. He's a pure shooter. Not that Mathis isn't, just wasn't knocking down shots. And sometimes it's like that. But Mathis was aggressive, and I think everybody else was aggressive. I think as a unit, we just collapsed on defense, and we were watching a lot.
Scott was definitely the sharpshooter, but the spark plug for me was the elder statesman, grandpa of the team, J.R. Giddens. He brought that passion. He brought that energy. He kept the crowd in it. What did he mean to the team the last 2 days?
Man, the thing about JR is that since he is older, I had to find a way to keep him warm, right? But at the same time, I had to give him a break. He's very high energy, very emotional player. He brings a lot to the table. And to be honest with you, in our group text right now, I got to give JR love. I think he posted a couple of days ago about hanging it up, possibly. But looks like JR might be getting a contract to play somewhere.
Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah. I got to bring it up. I got to give my man JR love.
Nice.
I don't think he's done. He stays in the weight room. He's always in shape, as we all know. And if he gets a chance to be able to play again, I think he should take it. And as long as it doesn't interfere with his day-to-day job, which is coaching those girls up there in Eastern.
Yeah, up there in Northern, he's the absolute best. He's a big part of the Espanola community. He gets that thing done. Coach, you're going to be in town for a couple months. You got some stuff going on. We're all going to sit down and connect on it next week. Give us a little preview, though. You were sending us some of the branding stuff. You got some cool Kenny Thomas just life going on out there.
Yeah, man. I'm looking at I don't know if everybody knows, but I partnered up with the city of Belen. I did a tournament for Memorial Day weekend, and we had a great turnout. We had like 120 teams. Looking looking at some opportunities with some big brands in the market to actually support that the opportunity for more tournaments throughout the year when basketball season isn't going. If people want to go check out my merch with my KT logo, go to my social media handle at KennyThomas.com. I'm coming out with some great designs, and I never thought I would be saying this, but there's a lot of different opportunities that I can bring to the kids, not only at UNM, but I'm talking to New Mexico State about some NIL stuff and being able to help these kids be able to progress. And man, if I had NIL when I was playing, I don't know if I would have went to the NBA. I might have been a millionaire.
Says the guy who was drafted 22nd overall.
I am not complaining, though. I got a good amount of money, you know what I'm saying? But I was making $420 a month when I was in college, man. Now these kids are getting a lot of money, and they're getting room and board taken care of, what they deserve. And I'm just trying to stay busy and connect in this community and do some different things.
Kid, you want to hit us with that website one more time so friends of the show can reach out to you to partner with whatever it may be?
Yeah, you can go to KennyThomas.com. That's my website. It's up. There's a lot of things that's going to be continuing to be added. Partnerships and different things are coming. It's always being updated. And my social media handle is Kenny Thomas NBA. And Facebook, I'm already kind of tapped out at 5,000, but I'm creating KT Ventures, which is going to be an extension on Facebook, so you can follow that as well, man. I appreciate you guys looking out, getting the word out about all the different things that I got going on, and I'm looking forward to probably partnering up with you guys to help you guys. You guys help me.
Boys help boys. Kenny Thomas is an example of that. Whenever you know more about Team Enchantment, we hope that you give us that information. And then obviously a little bit of pressure on old J.R. Giddings. If you can go play somewhere, we need that announcement right now.
Baby.
We need that right now. So, Coach, thank you so much for coming and giving us a couple minutes.
Man, I appreciate that. And just to let everybody know, I do work for NBC Sports California. I did my old team, the Kings pregame, halftime, postgame show. Last year I did 52 games out of 82. I'm going to do that again. But here locally, I got a partnership with Channel 7. So stay tuned for a lot more things here locally that I'll be doing.
That dude, Kenny Thomas.
Mr. Everything, Kenny Thomas.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. See you next week, Fred.
Good dude.
All right, fellas.
Just so kind to us. Like, taking the time, making the effort. Hey, Maria, I still don't know how to drop calls over here. You know what it is? The button, it's just, you have to really get it.
I also can do it for you. Just everybody's flow is different. Some people want to press the button. Some people don't want to press the button.
I got a soft touch.
That's what I'm saying.
I got a gentle hand.
And I'm scared I'm going to break it.
I have soft
I can handle the buttons.
Soft hands.
You know what they say about having soft hands?
Can't push the button.
Yep.
That's what they say.
It's classic.
Albuquerque's a little bit better when Kenny's around.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of them dudes. Tough loss for the team last night. The TBT website took Team Enchantment's page down. Not sure what's going on. Some sort of controversy.
Really now?
Yeah. No, I don't know if it's just could be a clerical thing. You know how I am though. I'm taking that personally. I'm Michael.
Well, let's dig into that, whether it's legitimate or not.
What do you ask about that?
Just turn down your mics a little bit.
Pull up the roster. I was talking about Bamford. You know, I was like, I think he went to Del Norte High. I think he did. You know, I was going to pull that up.
Yeah.
He did, right? I'm pretty certain.
He did.
And, okay, a team page. All right. I'm looking at you, TBT. Figure that one out. Slide it. Blood feud.
Too good.
Insanely good.
Keep beating spreads.
Whenever we get back, we're going to beat up A. Marie a little bit verbally as she picked every team in the NFL to go undefeated.
I did not. I did not.
About to find out.
I mean, it's interesting take. That's like a Fred Slow approach.
Did not pick them all to go undefeated.
2 Men On live from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. We're powered by New Mexico Pinion Coffee. We play on Team I-9 starter days at the YMCA Central New Mexico. Spend our evenings at Hollow Spirits. And the weekend, that's for New Mexico's vodka, Teller Vodka. It's 95.9 FM, AM 610. The Sports Animal.
This message is brought to you by Blake's Lottaburger.
Blake's Lottaburger has been a New Mexico icon for 70 years. Every burger is made with fresh, never frozen, premium beef with green chili that's grown, harvested, and flame roasted in Hatch, New Mexico. Come try our new chocolate birthday cake shake to mark the occasion. Happy 70th birthday.
Both of us. Lottaburger a little.
Well, traffic right now, we're still dealing with crash cleanup. Eastbound on I-40 at San Mateo, that crash affecting your right lane and shoulder. Watch out going through there. Westbound on I-40, moving very slow this afternoon between the interchange and Unser. Also headed west this afternoon. Paseo, we've got slowdown starting around Jefferson. They last until Coors, and a little bit of a slowdown still southbound on I-25 between San Mateo and Montgomery.
Construction on I-40 between Unser and Coors Boulevard is ongoing. Traffic will be reduced to 2 lanes going both directions. I-40 eastbound on-ramp closures at Unser Boulevard will impact drivers. NMDOT District 3 is overseeing the project. Mountain States Constructors is performing the work. Visit nmroads.com to learn more.
This report brought to you by Mountain State Constructors.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Shop in store or online at AmericanHome.com. They guarantee you'll pay less. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
The Opening Drive with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Global football coach Danny Gonzalez.
Obviously, there's something more than just what Coach Saban said the other night. As a college football coach and more as a fan, what's next going to happen? So I kind of enjoyed it. All the NIL conversations you did on Friday are great. I mean, nobody knows, so keep asking questions. You might find ideas that we don't even think about.
Local Talk. Weekday mornings from 7 till 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
What if you could feel better and look better, and it could all start with one phone call? Guys, that's reality if you call New Mail. It's Jeff Symbieta. And gentlemen, for a while I've been telling you about New Mail, how thousands of men all over the country feel better because they went to New Mail and took care of things like fatigue, depression, even erectile dysfunction. Well, thousands of men are also taking advantage of New Mail's industry-leading hair restoration techniques. Hair restoration without side effects. Here's the number, 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688, or go to newmail, NUMALE.com. You have options. Platelet-rich plasma hair therapy that uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells deep in your hair follicle to stop hair loss and regrow hair. They have an FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser proven to regrow hair. NeoGraft hair transplants producing natural-looking results in less than a week with no linear scarring. And it works for men and women who want natural, thicker hair. 505-652-1688 or online at newmail.com.
In today's home mortgage market, it's important for consumers looking for a mortgage to shop around. The reason has come out of the lowest rates in history, and many homeowners jumped in to take advantage, and mortgage lenders across the country were making huge profits. Today, the mortgage volume is a fraction of that, and these mortgage companies are in a panic with profits falling off the cliff. So what are they doing? They're charging borrowers interest rates and fees much higher than they deserve. That's because the higher rate and higher fees, the more profit. In other words, the lenders are maximizing profits on the backs of consumers. They are counting on borrowers not shopping that mortgage around. Indigo Mortgage will always try to get the borrower the lowest rate with the lowest fees, and we have years. So shop and shop local with your trusted local mortgage company, Indigo Mortgage, 836-5700, or on the net at indigomortgage.net, NMLS 231962 and 18834.
No matter what the sport is, defense matters. The same thing goes for COVID-19. Help protect yourself with a booster shot. Schedule an appointment as soon as you're eligible, following completion of your primary series. Sponsored by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Dashboard light problems? We can help. Our free Fix Finder service can read your check engine light, service. Service. Only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
More details at AutoZone.com.
At Wrangler, we know that life is